I'm John, and tonight I want answers about the Omicron and December holidays. There's no stopping us now because we're live.
I'm John Thompson.
I'm John A. Vink.
I'm Keith Stattenfield.
I'm Loretta Beavers.
I'm AJ Minnick.
She's the cute.
I'm Jennifer Sim.
I'm Jim too.
I'm Bobby Chastain. These stories tonight on John Wants Answers.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Welcome to the show, and check your calendar. It's December 9th, 2021.
Shouldn't you have just said welcome Laura to the show? Since she's probably the only person that's going to watch this.
Well, I've been checking the feed.
Yeah.
We saw Laura earlier
One
watching
viewer. We got one viewer.
on Facebook. People are going to be watching this on YouTube for decades to come, and I can't possibly name
But
all of them.
we can't say hi to them.
No, we don't know who they are.
We don't know. What if the world ends
Well, the world is going to end.
in less than decades? Like what if it ends on
less than-
Sunday?
Then what?
Well, the world would have ended. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the end.
I'm not preparing for
It's like
every
what happens
possible
after the
situation.
last page of Moby Dick?
I didn't read the book, Moby Dick.
It's about a whale.
Is there a guy in the whale?
No,
No.
that's the Bible.
No, is there a book about some captain who gets in a whale?
Yes, that's the Bible.
No, I'm thinking of a different book.
Okay.
Anyways.
Write in and let us know what book John is thinking about. Pinocchio. There's a whale part in Pinocchio.
Captain Ahmed?
Captain Ahab?
Ahab.
Yeah,
Who's
he's
that?
not in the whale. He's chasing the whale.
And that's in Moby Dick?
That's Moby Dick.
Okay. Never read it, so I don't know.
There's
Great news.
There's a reason it's John Wants Answers, not John Has Answers.
Exactly. Exactly. Great news. Word is catching on. We have a new affiliate. Oh, by the way, everyone, this is Keith Stattenfield.
Yeah,
My
hi.
guest tonight,
Yeah,
for now.
sure. Well, for 28 and a half minutes.
Great news. New affiliate,
Okay.
Kingdom Access TV, KATV, in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, known as the Northeast Kingdom. Do you know that?
No. Do you ever check up on these affiliates?
I check up enough to let you know where they are. In this case, Vermont.
So, no, like none of them could actually be running your show. They're just taking your $25.
There is news that they have broadcast at least one episode of our show. And they did that within the last month.
Aren't they a cable company?
Kingdom Access TV, KATV.
Oh, okay,
There's-
like a real broadcast TV?
I think they're like a cable access TV.
No, so we still don't qualify for an Emmy.
Correct. So, I mean, we are big in the Northeast.
In Northeast America.
Vermont and
Northeast United States
Massachusetts.
America.
Massachusetts loves us. I don't think we're not on any station in Massachusetts that has cable access.
Okay.
All right.
How about New Hampshire?
Yes, we're big in New Hampshire too.
Wow.
Yep. A little bit of Maine.
A little bit of Maine.
A little bit of
Okay.
Maine. A lot of Vermont too. Vermont.
Vermont.
Big in Vermont.
Connecticut. How about Connecticut?
I think a little bit of Connecticut. I'll take the map. I have a map
Wow.
that I
Of
did
course
not
you
bring
do.
today.
Do you have little pins in each station?
I put little stars. where each
Well,
station
that's
belongs.
close to a pin.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Okay, sure.
I asked people on Facebook, what do you want answers to tonight? And we got 4 questions.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Josh Hitchin asked us,
Josh Hitchin.
how do you fight speeding tickets? It sounds like he got pulled over for speeding.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it sounds like.
So,
It sounds like Josh got pulled over for speeding this week.
indeed. So, for
Just to help Josh out. What?
yeah, tell Josh, like I've been getting ads on Facebook all of a sudden about fighting speeding tickets.
Wow, that's
How coincidental is that?
very surprising to me.
Is there an easy way for someone to fight a ticket? Like, are almost all tickets have technical problems with them that they can be fought in court and dismissed? Because the ads I'm seeing say,
I think it's possible that you can be a big enough pain to the court system that they eventually say, go away. We're not going to charge you the money for that ticket.
These people.
But I think it's also the case that you probably have to pay other people a lot of money to get to that point.
I think it cost $400 to hire this lawyer to 97% chance get your ticket dismissed.
That's marketing.
Yeah. So you send them your ticket and they look at it and they decide whether they can fight it or not.
Sure, okay.
I guess a lot of tickets have the technical problems they have with it, or
I agree.
did someone figure out that speeding tickets are not constitutional in California?
No. It's
No?
just they like, well, how do you know how fast he was going? Well, I relied on my years of experience. But is it possible that due to the barometric pressure?
I want to be there for that. That sounds exciting.
Okay, well, if you pay someone $400, it's possible you will be there for that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, nominally, if you want to fight a speeding ticket, you have an arraignment date.
February 1st.
And if you go
I
to that
assume
arraignment
Josh
date,
has it
Josh
February 1st.
has an arraignment date.
February 1st.
And
I
when
assume.
Josh goes to that arraignment, well, not arraignment, that, court
Yeah.
event for determining your, it's not guilt or innocence, because it's not a crime, it's a
Okay.
infraction.
Infraction.
But generally, the judge requires the officer who wrote the ticket to be there to testify that you were going too fast. Because a piece of paper that says Josh was going too fast is itself not evidence.
Okay.
So if you show up in court and the officer doesn't show up in court, there's a reasonable chance the judge might dismiss the ticket or lower it. Now, he doesn't have to dismiss the ticket. He could just say, well, let's put this on the calendar for 3 weeks from now, and then they could make sure that the officer was there 3 weeks from now.
Is the officer motivated to be there in court?
Well, the officer gets paid whether he's in court or on the road
So
writing
he's
tickets.
not getting any more money either way.
But they tend to set things up so that all of a particular officer's tickets are on the same day.
I got the impression this officer is very nervous because I reviewed the videotape.
Sure.
And
Josh's videotape. I
Josh's
believe.
videotape. And he grabbed his gun a few times.
Well,
And he acted very nervous with the whole situation.
okay, sure.
I think
let's try
he'd
and
want the
spin that into
relaxing
that's-
situation of the court instead of being on the road, grabbing his gun.
That's entirely possible. Yeah, yeah. I look forward to visiting Josh occasionally in jail.
Okay, in jail.
Well, the judge doesn't have to charge you the number at the bottom of that ticket. The judge can charge you a different number.
Or jail?
Don't get on the bad side of a judge is what I'm saying.
Okay. Next up, we have Soniacal Soniac. Now, I think this is Sonia from Sonia and Joe, who we know.
Wow.
She asks, how did Mithra turn to Christmas? What does this mean? I don't even understand the question. fully.
Mithra is, depending on, is either the god of light, as worshipped by what we now call the ancient Iraqis or Iranians, the
Okay.
whole
They're
Fertile
in the Middle
Crescent
East.
area. Yeah, the Middle East.
Is that the birth of Christianity down there?
A lot of religions started
Birth
there.
of
that
lots
we
of stuff.
still
Yeah.
a lot of religions start everywhere.
Okay.
One of the main celebration for this god was around the winter solstice, because winter solstice is the shortest day of the year.
Yep.
People didn't like dark before we invented light bulbs, and so they were happy when days started to get longer. So there was a god who stopped the days from getting shorter and started bringing back more and more light each day. They had a big festival for him around December 21st, now in the Gregorian calendar, around the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere.
And so
the Romans had gods that celebrated the solstice, where there were big festivals, and Christianity at some point decided Christ was born December 25th, Christ, if Christ
From what I
existed, was not born December 25th. He was
Right.
born in spring,
Uh-huh.
because Christ was born when Joseph and Mary
During the
had
census.
to go back to
Yeah.
Joseph's birth city to be counted. And from historical records, we know that happened in the springtime.
So they decided to pick a day to commemorate.
They just
the
picked a
birth.
day, and that's
And they thought to
canon.
themselves, let's pick a day everyone's already celebrating.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can fool them into thinking they're
It's a big
celebrating
party.
our thing.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
So if
What are you going to pick?
I'm going to change my birthday to be like February 14th. And then I'll be like, everyone's in love with me. Look at the celebration of love on my birthday.
Okay.
That's an idea.
Sure. Yeah, it might work. I don't think it will, but it might.
All right, moving on. I hope you brought some props for this one.
I did not bring any props. I was not told to bring any props.
I think you were. Mark
Mark
Baumwell,
Baumwell, yeah.
he says, even though oxygen is flowing, the bag will not inflate. What is the purpose of the bag? Bonus utilization of diagrams and/or props.
Yeah, it says bonus.
So I think Mark is talking about on an airplane,
An airplane,
the oxygen mask comes down,
yeah.
but the bag will not inflate.
Bag may not inflate.
That's counterintuitive to me. You'd think if air was flowing, bags would,
But the bag's got a hole at each end. Like there's a little tube that's oxygen's coming in. Because up above you there are these little metal canisters.
right?
And if you yank hard on the thing,
Does each person have their own canister?
each person has their own canister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they just had
Some rows
switch
have
up
extra
front.
canisters. It's crazy. Like there are a couple rows in a plane that have 3 seats, and 4 masks will drop.
That sounds like more masks than are
Yeah.
needed.
It's like if there's a baby, or
Oh.
like if someone's injured, they can drag them to the row.
Could I at any time just grab the mask and pull it down and breathe some oxygen?
Well, it would be a crime.
It'd be a crime.
And you'd have to pry the thing open, because there's
Oh.
a pretty substantial.
So they've got a button up front that brings the mask down.
Yeah.
You can't get it yourself. But once it comes down, you have your own
Once it
canister.
comes down, if you pull it,
Uh-huh.
it trips a little doohickey that causes 2 chemicals to mix in this
Thingamajig.
metal thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it gets really hot.
Oh. Is it
It's
hot?
It's not good for the plane. Like,
Is it hot air that I breathe in, or just hot?
no, it's not
above
really
me?
hot. Well, it's probably a little warm, but it's not hot.
Okay.
But that's producing oxygen and some other chemicals. So, but a lot of oxygen.
Okay. Mostly oxygen.
But it's just continuous. It's just always oxygen coming through. So there's this bulge in the tube where if you're not breathing in, the oxygen that's being pushed down the tube will start to accumulate in this little spot. And then you'll breathe out, and there's a little flap valve. So when you breathe out, it goes out the mask. And then when you breathe in, that little flap valve opens up, and you're sucking down whatever oxygen is in the bag and whatever you can pull through the little tube.
So the bag is not inflating because I'm sucking in.
The bag's not going to inflate. If you didn't breathe for a while, the bag would inflate.
Okay.
But,
If the bag is inflating, I'm not breathing enough.
well, it also depends on what pressure the plane is at. At ground pressure, the bag was going to inflate less than it might at high altitude, because at high altitude, if the plane loses pressure, which is likely the situation when you need the oxygen masks,
And it's going to
then
expand more.
it might puff up more because the pressure coming down has less to push against. But
Okay.
they tell you the bag won't inflate, so you don't panic.
Like, it's not working.
Because, yeah,
If
it's not working. The bag's not full of air. No, there's plenty of air. You just breathe normally. It's a dangerous situation. You're going to hyperventilate.
Okay. Next up, Darcy Samulak.
Yeah.
He was my grade 10 PE teacher.
Wow.
He
You're
asked,
still on speaking terms.
the new UFO/UAP disclosure law going through the USA Congress. What can you tell us about that?
I think they just want to say if the government knows about UFOs, they got to tell us.
Okay. Do they know anything about UFOs?
I don't know. If the law passes, we'll find out.
So there is a law right now.
Well, no, I think there's a
Or a bill.
couple. Yeah, there's a bill.
There's a cartoon that says first there's a bill.
Yes.
Now does it go to the Senate first or the
Depends.
House of Representatives?
It could go to either one,
Okay.
unless it's a bill that spends money.
This what
Then it has to start in the House.
sounds like this does not spend money.
Yeah. So I think this could go either way.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to get past the filibuster.
Is it on?
All we need is one lizard senator to put a hold on the bill, and then we're never going to hear about it again.
Is it on the agenda?
I don't know.
No. So we have no information. It sounds like.
Don't hold your breath about the UFOs.
All right. Thanks, Keith. All right. Next up, our topic is December holidays. All right. December is a month chocked full of holidays.
Okay.
We just had Hanukkah.
We
Hanukkah.
did. I was at a Hanukkah party.
There's like 8 ways to spell Hanukkah.
Okay.
I saw a list
There are
somewhere.
several ways to spell Hanukkah.
I found
I can
out
think of 2.
2 are the most common ways to do it, but you
Sure.
can misspell it many ways.
Okay, well, then there are like 8 ways to spell everything.
I'm told that there's the transliteration process isn't standardized. So because there's sounds you can make in Hebrew that you can't make in English.
Correct.
So there's debate on how to spell those sounds we can't make.
Correct.
Is it Hanukkah or is it Hanukkah?
For you and me, it's Hanukkah.
Okay.
We're not going to go any more than that. Otherwise, we're going to get canceled.
I asked my nerdy Jewish friend
Okay.
about Hanukkah, and he said, imagine this. Imagine your iPhone has 10% battery left, but it keeps going for 7 days.
Okay.
That would be a miracle.
That
And that would be something to celebrate every lunar year that it actually happened.
okay.
Which, it is a miracle if you had a 10% iPhone battery life and it
And
went
it
for
lasted
7 days.
7 days. I agree with you.
That is a
would
miracle.
That would, yeah.
Even an iPhone at 100% lasting 7 days,
Yeah.
miracle.
That's not.
I think you have to add some battery packs to the back of it before it's not a miracle anymore, just science. Do you have those external battery things you can plug in?
Well, what if you have one of them charging pads and you just leave it on the charging pad and you're like,
Yeah, it's
the
not-
battery, it's a miracle. It never goes down.
I don't think that'd be a miracle. You think it'd be a miracle?
Well, I'm going to say, if you don't know what a charging pad is, it might be a miracle. What if there was just a guy with a big thing of oil that kept coming in at night and refilling all your stuff?
That's what I think. I think that happened.
Yeah.
Or so officially Hanukkah is like they had oil for one night or a little bit of a night and it lasted 7 days.
Well, yeah, they were, yeah.
And I was wondering
And
maybe
I
the ancient Jewish people are just bad at measuring oil.
I don't want to harsh you, but I think it was 8 days.
8 days, okay. Yeah, because you have 8 candles.
Yeah.
8 days of Hanukkah.
I didn't want you to get letters.
Oh, we're going to get letters. That's not the reason why we wouldn't get
Okay.
letters. Next up in holidays,
Sure.
in December, Festivus.
Festivus.
You might think this is a made-up holiday. Well, as far as all holidays are made up, sure. It became
Like the
popular.
solstices are actual events.
I mean, we choose to celebrate it. We could choose not to.
Okay, but like it's going to happen whether we celebrate it or not.
Right. Festivus, popularized by the show Seinfeld.
Yes, the Festivus for the rest of us.
It was actually invented, is first celebrated in 1966, which
Yeah.
predates Seinfeld by a long time.
Several months.
But here's what happened. This guy named Daniel O'Keefe
Yeah.
invented Festivus.
Yeah, somebody's dad.
And it's
And
you
by
have
somebody, I mean a Seinfeld writer.
and it's so his son became a writer on Seinfeld,
Yeah.
and that's how
Yeah.
we all
And then
knew
he
it.
just stole his dad's idea
My favorite
and
part.
got royalties for the rest of his life from it.
There are 3 parts of Festivus. My favorite part is the airing of the grievances.
Airing of grievances.
So I've planned airing of grievances at my father's funeral.
Wow.
When I get what they call an epitaph, I get a little speech. What they call that?
A little speech at the
Eulogy.
funeral.
A eulogy.
Eulogy would
It's
be
going to
one word.
include
Yeah.
airing of the grievances.
Okay. Does your
that's
dad know?
He does not watch this show,
So he doesn't
so
know.
no, I don't think he
Okay.
knows. But I
Nobody on Facebook tell John's dad.
I got a list already made up. I'm
I'm
writing down the
sure
things.
you do.
There's also the pole,
There's the pole.
the Festivus pole.
Yeah, it's a
Then
aluminum pole.
there's the feats of strength,
Yes.
where you have to wrestle the host to the ground and pin him down.
Believes unless you're the host. In which case you have to be wrestled.
You are the wrestled, yes. I'm not looking forward to that. Do you celebrate
You
Festivus?
don't have to do all of them. I mean, first of all, Festivus doesn't happen at a funeral.
No. No, I'm saying I'm talking about Festivus in general, not my funeral. but my
I'm really,
father.
I'm not a holiday guy.
Okay. There's Boxing Day.
Boxing Day.
No one knows what Boxing Day is.
It's the day after Christmas.
Well, we know when it is. We don't know what it means.
It's Boxing Day.
It's not whatever you think it is. What do you think it is? I bet you're wrong.
Wait. You just told me no one knows, but you know I'm wrong.
because no one knows. If you claim to know, I know you're wrong.
I'm gonna now meta this. How do you know I'm wrong? See, that would require you to know.
I know everyone's wrong, but I don't know the truth.
I don't think you can know everyone's wrong.
I got a feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the day after
Day after
Christmas,
Christmas.
as celebrated mostly in the United Kingdom.
Well,
Some people say it's because your
I'm gonna
house
say-
is full of boxes.
I'm going to say
Some
celebrated
people
by
it's
the
a shopping
Commonwealth.
day. You go out and buy. Yeah.
Because in
but
Canada, where I'm from, it's a holiday.
Canada
Here's
is
the
just,
interesting thing about Boxing Day.
it's just England West.
December 26th. Now, it was known as the day when all the sales are on.
Yeah.
Boxing Day sales.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
But
Here we do it on presidents' birthdays.
in Ontario, it's illegal to be open on Boxing Day because that's a statutory holiday. All the stores are open anyways and pay all the fines because the profits to be made on Boxing Day exceed the fines.
Wow, the people in Ontario
So they
who
were
run
like,
stores should just lobby their
they were
legislators.
giving it to the man. I think they've finally got rid of that. They've decided.
I'm gonna say if you're paying big fines, you are not sticking it to the man. You are enriching the man.
Okay. But if your profits are bigger than the fines,
Well,
yeah.
your profits would be even bigger if you didn't have to pay the man.
Yeah. Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa.
I understand it's a celebration by our African American friends.
Yes.
What else can you tell me about it?
I think it's 13 days or 7 days.
Really? It's not like one day?
No, it's a festival.
Is it the
There's
same
a
day?
theme for each day. It starts after Christmas.
Same day as
I think it goes
Boxing
through the
Day?
New Year, so I think it would be
Okay.
7 days.
7 days.
There's a
They
theme
write-
for each night, and
They light a candle on the menorah?
no menorah.
No menorah. They have candles?
You could have candles.
Okay.
I don't know if they're candles.
I've never been invited to a Kwanzaa party.
Well, perhaps if you had some black friends.
I have some black friends.
Okay.
Hence, I want you to invite me to your
Kwanzaa celebration.
Kwanzaa party. Okay. Here's one you don't know about, probably. The Acadian Remembrance Day.
It's the day we all remember Acadia.
Do you remember Acadians? Acadia?
No.
Good thing we have a day to remember them, because you don't remember who they are.
No, I don't.
As far as I know, Acadia is like the northeast of North America, and there were peoples living there, and then they got sent away by New France or something.
Sure. I subscribe to this calendar, and like every day it tells me what national day it is.
Uh-huh.
Like I think yesterday was National Pastry Day.
Oh, did you celebrate?
I had a pastry. It's great. Like every day I'm like, wow, it's a national day for something. Like National Donut Day was like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I missed on that one.
Yeah. You should sign up for this calendar. It's great.
Is
You
it
got
like,
a reason for every day.
can you like stick it in your iCal?
You did, yeah. I stuck on my iCal.
Oh, well,
Like we'll go with today is. What's the next topic?
our next topic, Omicron.
No, today. Today's National Pastry Day.
Oh, today is.
Today is. Tomorrow's National Dewey Decimal System Day.
That's what we used in my
High school
elementary
library.
School, in my high school, yeah.
Yeah.
Omicron. Have you gotten your third COVID shot?
I did.
How was it?
It's fine. Well, I got my second COVID shot. Because I got Johnson & Johnson first.
Oh, okay.
One and done.
So your third shot.
Until 6 months and a day later.
What was your third shot? Also Johnson.
No,
Johnson?
I've only gotten 2.
Oh, what was your second shot?
I got Moderna.
Moderna. Very good.
Team Moderna, baby.
Now,
It's me and Dolly. And 120 million other Americans.
is it Omicron or Omicron?
I don't know.
Oh, I would say Omicron, given the rules
I kind of say Omicron.
of
but
English, but it's not an English word.
I just try to pronounce it really fast so that it's unclear that I've messed it up much.
Okay. It's a Greek word, right?
Well, it's a Greek letter.
Well, letters are.
I mean, letters aren't words.
Well, I think
A
that-
couple letters are words, but many letters are not. Like Q by itself, well, now Q is a word. Okay, I'm going to concede. Well, all letters are now words.
Okay. So for this variant, the Omicron variant of COVID, do I need a different vaccine, or I can just get the same vaccine I got before?
Well, I think
To fight
you've
it.
got the vaccine you got before.
I got a vaccine. I got Moderna vaccine. I got 2 shots of that. Now I'm going to get next week my 3rd shot. Now, is this going to save me from Omicron?
They are still studying it. It is unlikely that our current vaccines are as effective against the Omicron variant as they are against the variants the vaccines were designed to target, because the vaccine continues to mutate and change its structure subtly,
Right.
and some of those changes cause the antibodies that the previous vaccines were designed to create to not bind as well or as quickly or as tightly. So it's an open issue how much, if any, Omicron is able to get around your get around your vaccination. Early evidence seems to think it's not a huge difference, but it's going to take a while because early evidence was not collected in a place like the U.S., where we have large populations that were vaccinated.
We only have do we have a lot of occurrences? Like, do we have 10 occurrences of Omicron in the U.S., or is it way more than that
We
now?
probably have tens of thousands of them.
Oh, I remember
But
like a
they've
week ago,
detected
there was like
several tens of them.
That's fast spreading.
Well, yes. I mean, it appears to be even more contagious than Delta was. Delta was more contagious than the original Alpha variant of COVID. And the reason we have a lot more Delta is just because statistically it spreads more easily. And so over time, more people will have Delta than have original COVID. And Omicron, likely, we will have more Omicron than original COVID and maybe more than Delta.
How far in the Greek alphabet is Omicron?
I think it's not quite halfway through.
Because I've heard
Maybe
of
a little more
Delta,
than halfway through. How many letters does the Greek alphabet have? 22?
but I've heard of Delta. I've heard of Omicron, but there must have been Alpha, Beta.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon,
Yeah,
phi.
all these. How come I've never heard of any of these?
Well, some of them don't transmit very well, but they identified them. And once they identified them and thought we should study this, they give it a letter. Some of the letters got skipped. They skipped new because it sounded like the word new, and they didn't want people to think of new COVID. We just got COVID. Why do we got a new COVID? And they skipped G because they said it's a common name, but it's also a common name that happens to belong to the leader of China.
Right.
And they didn't want further evidence in the China.
I'm sure if there's a Greek letter that sounded like Trump, they would skip that too.
It's a good guess.
I'm being told we gotta stop doing the show.
Oh, look, credits. Yeah, we got to stop doing the show.
All right, we didn't get to our next topic of the Oxford high school shootings.
It was sad.
But that's okay.
It was sad, yeah. What were we going to say? It was sad.
Yeah. Well, don't get COVID.
Okay,
Don't get any Omicron.
okay. I'm going to try not to.
Don't get a Delta either. What's after Omicron?
5?
Like Wi-Fi?
I studied Latin. I'm pretty